Well, hi, hello, how you doing? My name is Waldo, and I'm here to feel the politics with you. How's everybody doing tonight? I still don't have TTS. I didn't work on it at all, though, so it's not a surprise that it's not there. It has just ceased to function. I think that I can pretty safely blame the program that I went to get YouTube TTS working. All of it crapped out after that, and that's been the pretty common thing that happens every time I try and get YouTube TTS to work. The others just quit. And it's very strange, and I don't entirely know why. And then I have to wait patiently and undo it, and then just wait for Canooch, the lovely robot lady, to come back to me. You would too? Yeah, maybe she doesn't like the competition or something along those lines. Maybe. I don't know what that is. Maybe she just doesn't like that I'm reaching out to someone else. But if she did YouTube chat, I would let her do it, honestly. But yeah, the software that I used for that just does not want to function, and it doesn't say that there's anything wrong. It's just nothing comes out, and I don't know what is wrong, what's not wrong. The system sounds are still working. I can still hear things through my headphones. You can hear that. I know you can. I'm looking right at the bars. You can hear me making that Microsoft sound. I'm looking right at it. I can see that. So whatever problem she's having, I don't know what it is. Drama chat against the AI robots. Ooh, now there's an untapped market right there, I suspect. What if, okay, follow me here. Drama YouTube. Horrible place. You should never go there. But it is gigantic. It is massive. Just people griping about other people who griped about other people, who griped about other people, who griped about other people. It's just endless, nonsensical, worthless dog shit. But it's very lucrative. What if I created an AI robot that started drama with a different AI robot, and then I had a channel for each of them to fight and create fake drama over each other? What do you think? Do you think someone would watch that, and would I become a bazillionaire? Maybe. I would have to get two different. I'd get ChatGPT on one, and then what's the other? Is there another scripting one where you can ask it questions and stuff like that? Maybe. Or can I just, character AI. There we go. Remember that story? Did we talk about it, or did I just read about it? I think I just read about it. Anywho, the important bit is character AI has characters. You talk to them, stuff like that. We make two of them fight, and then we start a drama channel, one from each side, and then that would be complicated and difficult. Get bots to watch it, infinite money glitch. And then we have the other characters in the character AI chat program watch it, get the views, get the money. Then they can create their own comments and stuff like that. That'll be fun. That'll be a good time. Won't that be a good time? I think this infinite money glitch, maybe. I create the AIs. If I could have them do the editing too, I would already be on this. Now we are in YouTube Kids with Elsa and Spider-Man. I think that's where we are. That's how you get Elsa and Spider-Man in YouTube Kids.
I've been looking for Elsa in this game. I don't know where she is.
Yeah, kids playing Spider-Man right back there, but I haven't seen Elsa once.
Don't know where she is.
So yeah, I'm gonna the kids just playing on the Spider-Man. I'm just gonna leave that in the background so we can trick the Zoomers into watching and coming in, so that because they can't just watch one thing. And now you're out. No. Come on. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. All right. Anywho, let's talk about the news. What's happening in the politics? Is anything important happening? Is maybe some life-altering, super important stuff going on? Of course it is, because that's what's happening this year. That's all. Let me get my web screen set up. Where are you? Window capture. Boop. And boop. There it is. Look at that. Russian actors make fake video depicting mail-in ballots for Trump being destroyed, the FBI says, because of course they did. And of course they posted it on Twitter, and of course everybody saw it. And then the dumbest among us absolutely said that that's proof that Kamala's cheating and everybody's out to get Trump. But it was just, again, Russians lying to you. If you have any political opinion at all, left, right, center, top, bottom, flat earth, round earth, globe head, flat smacker, tinfoil hat or not, weather rays from the space lasers, or you just actually think that hurricanes are caused by warmer weather, Russia will sell you whatever feeling you want. They'll do it. They will sell you whatever feeling you want. And all you got to do is click on their videos, go to Elon's Twitter, and click on the things that you like to see and things that make you feel good, so that they can just give you more of it, whether it's true or not. It doesn't matter. We're post-reality. It's a very complicated and weird place to live, but we are. Hopefully Ted Cruz is getting sued for libel. That's fun. He said something stupid. Did he say something that is legally actionable? That's interesting. I hope that happens for him too. He deserves it. Speaking of post-reality, Pennsylvania County halts hundreds of potentially fraudulent voter registration forms. So fake registration forms are happening here in the Pennsylvania County in, what was it? It was Lancaster County. Now, this is where most of the Amish were hanging out. So we're going to go over here and we're going to go to Amish with Trump flags, because I think it's funny. Yeah. They had Trump flags on their things. Yeah, Amish voters in a bid to boost Trump's religious group, political. Yeah. So I've said it before, but conservatism is a backward-facing ideology, and now they're reaching out to the Amish. And the Amish are like, yeah, we love this. Let's go backward. Let's all take our stagecoaches into the future. I've got a horse and buggy that we can put my Trump flag on. That'll be, can we drive that into the 22nd century? That'll be fantastic. That's the way we need to go to get ahead and ready for the future. Be more Amish. But the point is that in Lancaster County, the swing state in Pennsylvania, they have identified hundreds of potentially fraudulent voter registration applications. Suspected fraudulent voter registration forms were dropped off at the Board of Elections office in 2 batches at or near the deadline for submission. There were approximately 2,500 voter registration applications total in these 2 batches. Most of them have turned out to be fake. I think we've got, where was that other story about it? I swear I had another story about it, but then I put it together poorly. Anywho, no, I put it together. Where are you? I had it, and now it's gone. Sorry, keep you waiting. What the hell? Where did you go, you bastard? I had the story. I had it ready. Bezos, Lancaster. There it is. Skipped right over. All right. So, sorry for the interruption. Here we go. And I didn't have it on screen because I suck so much ass. Let's just start this one over again. How about that? Let's roll the VOD back and look at whether or not I was an idiot. I was, but yeah, I was. Okay. So let's start over. How about that? Nobody's looking. Nobody's watching. Nobody paying attention. Don't look at me. But please look at me. I need the help. Lancaster County DA commissioners link fraudulent vote registration to paid canvassing. We have a problem here. There have been, apparently, 2,500 voter registration applications that might be false. It's unclear how many of these applications in the 2 batches are alleged to be fraudulent. In the statement, the board stressed the county elections are secure and that the flagging the potential fraud indicates that the system worked. Don't let the people on Twitter lie to you. Don't let them trick you. This is proving that the system does function properly. The Republican-leaning Lancaster County has more than 360,000 registered voters. This lovely lady here won't tell us who did the thing. The Lancaster County Commissioner and District Attorney Heather Adams said instances of voter registration fraud were discovered in batches and last-minute submissions linked to the canvassing, largely focused on the city since June. And then I think they said that it was the paid. The officials said one or two organizations that conducted registration drives in the county in recent months were responsible for the applications. They did not name the organizations. She doesn't want to name them because they're right-wing Republican organizations. That's my guesstimate right now. And why do I guess that? Not just because I hate them. I do hate them. But it's because they said that they were paid to do it. Where does it say the paid? I know it's in here. I swear. I looked at this stuff and I had it ready to go. Then something went wrong. Where are you? You son of a bitch. I swear, I did a good job setting everything up. And then I lost track and had to restart my computer. And now everything's all crooked. It was on that first one. There we go. Okay, so it was someone who paid to have these things gathered. NPR has previously reported that paid canvassing operations have, on occasion, included fraudulent signatures that were caught. So here's the difference. When the Dems get everybody together and volunteer to do these things, they get volunteers who are excited to be there and believe in the cause and want to do the best. You're less likely to lie. What good is it to lie? No good at all, because you don't get anything out of it. If you volunteer and write down 100 fake names, you've hurt your side. You've hurt the thing that you believe in. You've hurt your team by doing that. But if you're paid, then you get paid per signature and per address. So you just write 100 of them down, collect the money, and bounce. And that's what's happened. That's what the Republicans generally do in these areas. Elon Musk has been paying crazy amounts of money for people to go out and register these people. He's already buying votes. We already know that. And he's paying all these pollsters. This is a paid service. Someone, dishonest or disingenuous, said, yeah, of course I'll sign people up to vote. Then it got hard, and it was easier for him to just fill them all out himself and take the money and run. This woman, who I don't trust at the moment because she's not telling us exactly who it was, what did this, and I suspect it is right-wing Republican connected to Elon or connected to, what's his name, Charlie Kirk and Turning Point. But she doesn't want that out there. She doesn't want anybody to know that her side has been cheating and lying and breaking the rules. So she's not saying who did it. It could have been anybody that was paying the people who were collecting signatures, and only the right was paying people. So could have been anybody that was paying, and they're the only ones that were paying. So it was them, in my guesstimate. And am I jumping to a conclusion there? Sure, but I have some evidence to back it up, and I think that's just fine. The right on the Twitter are already blaming every Dem that's ever existed. They're blaming Kamala herself for doing exactly all of these things. Perhaps the ghost of Hugo Chavez filled all those things in and turned them in, and then screaming bloody murder about how it's a fake rigged election, because they're dumb, because they don't mind if the election doesn't function. They like it that way. They love it that way. They want more registration fraud. Even if they're the ones doing it, even if their side gets in trouble for it, they'll just point to that as how the system doesn't work. And if the system doesn't work, then you have to just feel it out. You just have to go with your gut, you see. Foyle will get his answers. Yeah, eventually, a year and a half from now. But what good will that do? They're turning in fake things right now. It is a good sign that the system worked. The election system in that county worked appropriately. It saw something that wasn't right, then it stopped the process, started checking on these things, found if they were wrong, and now they've been quarantined, and those fake names won't get to vote. They weren't going to get to vote anyway. Registration is the reason we don't need the voter IDs, because they've already been checked. It's already been taken care of. The state knows who you are, and then they put you on the rolls appropriately. Flood the area with shit and cover it up with anything bad for their side. Yeah, exactly. I hope he does adds fear mongering about trans kids in sports, shows true trans kids. Yeah. I remember hearing about that. He was showing kids that he wasn't supposed to and didn't have permission for, and weren't trans, because he doesn't care. Same situation, just in a different state, different direction. They don't care if the things they're saying aren't true. Doesn't matter to them. Just get the feelings to the voters. Get the people the feelings. The people need the feelings, and they need to feel like this election is broken. And if the right has to break the election to do that, then that's what they'll do. They will throw monkey wrenches. They'll throw bubble gum into the works. They will throw bombs into the election engineering machinery, and then blame everybody but themselves and say, this doesn't work. They will take a hammer to the election machinery and then tell you that it's broken and don't trust it. Because they don't care. They don't have anything intelligent or real to grasp hold to. They have only their feelings. And if the reality won't accept their feelings, then they will change reality. They will create these fake registrations and then blame somebody else. They will create fake trans kids and then blame somebody else. They will create fake votes and then blame somebody else. And when there's chaos, they will say, just go with your gut. And your gut says Donald Trump. We feel like Donald Trump won, so he already did. There's no reason to count. There's no reason to get all this arithmetic involved. There's no reason to look at all these numbers and forms and signatures. Blah. We all know Trump just wins because we feel like it. Look at the betting market. Honestly. We put all our money behind him, and so that can't be wrong, right? There's no way you can bet on a thing and lose. God, that's just stupid. How would you just put a whole bunch of money on black and then lose? That doesn't even make sense. How would you put a bunch of money into a slot machine and then lose? No, that doesn't make any sense. I put all of my money on this winning card, on this card hand of poker. What do you mean I lost? They're dumb. They don't care. And it's fun for them to play with these things. They like playing with this stuff. The way it's like Play-Doh to them. They just get to mash it around and smush it up and turn it into something else, and then boom, and then they get to tell you it's a pizza. Well, no, it's Play-Doh, man. They get to change the rules and change the laws, which is that good segue, Waldo. That's the next thing. There we go. Three Trump judges just issued a shock ruling that could wreak havoc on the election. This is the 25th when this happened. That was a couple of days ago, and I got behind on my news because of I talked about Joe Rogan for 2 hours. You can watch that on the last stream. But Alabama, these judges, these are Georgia judges, sorry. These judges are still determining what the rules are for the election that's happening right now. There are people who have already voted, and we're a couple of days away. And they're like, no, these are the rules. And then the other one's like, no, these are the rules. More proof that they don't care what the rules are. Cause chaos, cause disorder, make it a damn mess. That way, when it's messy, you can just claim victory. That's what they're going to do. That's their plan. That's why and I do see this online every now and then. They say, well, North Korea can count all their votes in one day. Why can't we? All these other countries can count all their votes in one day on election day. Why can't we? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Republican judges keep dicking up the rules. They keep changing the rules. They keep adjusting what is allowed and what isn't. They're playing with the dates on whether or not you're allowed to post-date it or not. Post-date your stupid mail-in ballot. They're saying mail-in ballots are eligible. They're saying that mail-in ballots are lies and bad. They're challenging every signature on every mail-in ballot that's ever been. And they're challenging voter ID laws. Man, the Republicans are fucking up the works. They're messing up the machinery. They're kicking the car over. And then they're saying the car doesn't work. Yeah, because you broke it. They're breaking the system and then complaining that the system doesn't work. It's because they broke it. They're disingenuous when they complain about it. Let's see. Here's, well, where do we want Elon? Where do we want Elon? We don't want Elon yet. We want Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos killed the Washington Post endorsement of Kamala Harris for his newspaper. His newspaper, Washington Post, said it will not endorse a candidate in the presidential election for the first time in decades. The newspaper ran an article by two staff reporters saying that editorial page staffers had drafted an endorsement of Kamala Harris over Donald Trump in the election. The decision not to publish was made by the Post's owner, Jeff Bezos. In 2019 lawsuit, Amazon claimed that it lost $10 billion Pentagon cloud computing contract to Microsoft because Trump used improper pressure to harm its perceived political enemy. Jeffy B, probably the second or third richest man in the world, owner of Amazon, is bending the knee to fascism. He doesn't care if Donald Trump wins. He just doesn't want Donald Trump to hurt him. And that's not acceptable to me. That sounds like weakness, cowardice, and a dick move. See, he's got the money to protect himself, but he wants more. He needs billions and billions of dollars more. But Jeff is terrified of Donald Trump. If Kamala wins, no one cares who his newspaper endorsed. Doesn't matter. She will not hold a grudge the way Trump does. Jeff knows that if Trump does win, he'll use the power of the government to harm Jeff's businesses. Newspapers and TV stations that endorse Kamala will find themselves under investigation and then under prosecution. Don't believe me? Here you go. Jeffy is here. Wait, where was that one? Yeah. So here it is. The 2. Where was it? Oh, I thought I had it. I thought I had something better. But he's terrified that Trump will include him on his lists of enemies. And if he's on that list, it'll hurt his bottom line. So instead of being brave and instead of telling the truth, he personally stops his newspaper from telling you the truth, hedging his bets, playing it safe. There's an old-ass quote from an old-ass man. You've probably heard 1,000 times. It goes like this. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. And that's exactly what Jeff Bezos is doing here. Nothing. Let's see. What else do we have tonight? We've got, let's take a look at Elon. Let's close off that guy. Oh, no. Here we got more. We're not done with Jeff Bezos. His decision to pull Washington Post endorsement of Harris is foreboding, but not necessarily for the reasons you think. So let's see. There's a bunch of good stuff in here. So the editor already had everything ready to go to support Kamala Harris, but then Will Lewis, who is a new hire from the Rupert Murdoch journalism tree, squashed it and released a cover-your-ass statement about how the paper was returning to its roots of not endorsing candidates. Can you stop with that shit? Everything about this story feels like a tempest in a teapot, a boiling story about legacy media fretting over itself in the mirror. It's analogous to what we saw in Russia in the early 2000s. We're witnessing the surrender of the American business community to Donald Trump. They are giving up. Rather than telling you the truth, they are going to do whatever is best for their business. And if that means telling you lies that Donald Trump tells them to tell them, then that's what they'll do. They don't care, long as that bottom line doesn't go down. If the line goes down, they're going to lose money. And they would rather lie to you than lose money. Connecting it to Russia. 2003, there was a scene in... the year was 2003, and the scene was Russia, where Vladimir Putin, still in his first term as president, had not yet let the mask slip. Putin was carefully consolidating power and he realized that the same oligarchs who had supported him initially were also a source of danger. Their money and control of important industries, especially the media, gave them independent bases of power, and every autocrat knows that dictatorship only works when its subjects understand that the only power that they may have is the power he grants them. At that time, Mikhail Khodorkovsky was the wealthiest man in Russia. He controlled Yukos, a massive oil company he cobbled together from the formerly state-owned assets. He had the kind of wealth and power that made him untouchable, and he started making noises about getting more involved into politics, maybe even running for office. So Putin had him arrested. Exactly. That's what will happen to Jeff Bezos if he isn't on board fully for Donald Trump. Christ almighty, I didn't have it on the screen. God damn. I suck so much at streaming tonight. Why am I sucking so much? Really sucking tonight. And I don't know why. Off my game. I'm sideways. I'm crooked. Just having a bad game today. I'm going to turn that into a YouTube video, but now I can't because I suck. Maybe I'll do it later. God. All right. Let's keep going. What are we talking about? What the hell am I saying anyway? If Jeff Bezos doesn't play along and say the nice things, say the right things, Donald Trump is going to have him arrested, have him investigated, cancel all his government projects. Anytime that Amazon wants to work with the government, the president will just say no. You don't get to work with government contracts. His business will suffer. He will make less money. The people who pay him for his services and stuff like that will choose different businesses to deal with, ones that can get government contracts. Donald Trump will use the government to pick and choose who's allowed to succeed within the economy. And this is not a new thing. This is a very common thing that happens all the time. We can look at it right here on the business collaborators with the Nazi Germany. A number of international companies have been accused of having collaborated with Nazi Germany before their home country's entry into World War II, though it has been debated whether the term collaboration is applicable to business dealings outside the context of an overt war. So these companies had dealings with the Nazis, and that's what the companies will do to stay afloat. American companies that had dealings with Nazi Germany, including Ford Motor Company, Coca-Cola, IBM, Ford SAF, produced military vehicles and other equipment for Nazi Germany's war effort. Some of Ford's operations in Germany at the time were run using forced labor. When the U.S. Army liberated the Ford plants in Cologne and Berlin, they found destitute foreign workers confined behind barbed wire. So this is what will happen if the capitalists all get behind Donald Trump. He will win, either this time or the next time, which is a different fascist runs 4 years from now. If he loses, a different fascist will simply run 4 years from now. And then the people who own the news media, like Bezos, will see that it's better for business for them to just accept the fascist rule. And then they'll tell you that you should too. And then they'll print only the things that they want to print that gets them the most money. This is why journalism shouldn't be run for profit. It's difficult, and I understand that the idea of, hey, how do we do this really big, difficult, and expensive thing and not make money? It's complicated, it's difficult, but we have to find a way to take the profit motive out of news. Really. There's no way around it. Because the billionaires just buy all the news and tell you what the hell is true. Tell you what's real. Tell you what's correct. Tell you what's not correct. And then Donald Trump recognizes that, gets them on board because they don't just have one business. Elon's in 19 different spheres of influence. He's in space and cars and electricity and internet and government contracts and 1,000 other things and fucking digging holes through the ground, apparently. And then Bezos is in everything too, with Amazon and the news, and he's got Blue Origin or whatever the hell it's called, which is getting him into space. And they will support Donald Trump. They will support fascism if it's good for their business. which is why we can't trust them, which is why we need the profit motive to take a back seat sometimes to the common good, which is difficult. I know it's hard to situate that, hard to come up with a plan for that, because we are so neck deep, not even neck deep, we're drowning in capitalism over here. So what else is going on? Oh, yeah. Okay. The business plot. Let's look at that. What's the business plot? This was called the Wall Street Putsch, and the White House was a political conspiracy in 1933 in the United States to overthrow the government of President Franklin D. Roosevelt and install Smedley Butler as a dictator. Butler, a retired Marine Corps Major General, testified under oath that wealthy businessmen were plotting to create a fascist veterans organization with him as the leader and use it in a coup to overthrow Roosevelt. In 1934, Butler testified under oath before the United States House of Representatives Special Committee about these revelations. Although no one was prosecuted, of course no one was prosecuted. Nobody was prosecuted because you know why no one was prosecuted? They were wealthy businessmen. Wealthy businessmen are allowed to break all the laws. It doesn't matter if they break the law blatantly, openly, obviously, right out in the middle of nowhere. Nobody cares. They're just allowed to do that. Hey, look, here's Elon in regular contact with Vladimir Putin. He's just allowed to do that because he has lots of money. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters anymore. Elon Musk, the tech billionaire who owns Tesla and SpaceX, has allegedly been in regular contact with Russian President Vladimir Putin since 2022. At one point, Putin asked the billionaire to avoid activating his Starlink satellite internet service over Taiwan as a favor to Chinese leader Xi Jinping. According to the report from the journal, it's not known if Musk agreed to the request. This is national security level shit. This is gigantic war shit. Man, why is this allowed to happen? This guy, Elon Musk, has government contracts. He has a top secret clearance. Is this the other one? Nope. He cannot be trusted. Elon Musk might be a spy. If he's having secret conversations with the head of Russia, with Vladimir Putin, he might be telling him things that we don't want him to be told. And he has top secret clearance. Man, if you have a cousin who is in another country, you'd have difficulty getting top secret clearance. But not for rich people. They can just get it any time they damn well want. He has money. That means he gets to rule the world. I wish it weren't true, but it seems to be. He gets to buy votes in Pennsylvania. He gets to give away millions of dollars just because he feels like it. He gets to talk to Putin anytime he wants. He gets to choose what militaries get Starlink access and which ones don't. Why? Because he's a great guy who's done a whole really good job for our country? No. It's because he has lots and lots of money. Did he earn that money? Probably not. I don't think he did. He was born with a lot of it, and then he piggybacked off of a bunch of other people's good ideas, and now he just hires people with good ideas and takes the credit. But he gets to decide who gets internet during a war. So we just be aware that he can just shut that shit down if he wants to. He controls the largest, most powerful communication device ever to exist with Twitter. He can highlight his own tweets, shoot down tweets that disagree with him. He can anytime he wants. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't do a damn thing. And the Republicans will look you in the face and call that free speech. That's what they'll do. They'll look you in the eye and tell you that Elon Musk talking to Putin and shooting down other people's tweets and promoting his is free speech. They don't know what the word means. It's a joke. It's a disgusting joke that they can't comprehend what actual free speech means. They don't know what the First Amendment is for. The First Amendment prevents the government from harming your freedom to speech, but they don't know that. They just get mad when Facebook bans them for saying the N-word. Let's see. No, we're not going to look at that. I'm going to close these. Let's see. Okay. So, no surprise here, but 32 false claims Trump made on Joe Rogan. I watched it. I screamed and yelled about it and ranted about it for a couple of hours last stream. But yeah, the Apparently, he told 32 lies. And there was one important one that I really wanted to get to, which was that exactly 13,099 criminals, or was it 12,009? It was some stupidly specific number. Let's look at, where did it go? No, it had been up here. I swear I keep losing shit tonight. I have all these cool ideas, and then I get on a stream, and I'm like, where did everything at? I can't see anything. Where did the number go? Grocery store, Carter, mail-in ballots, McDonald's, Kim Jong-un, tariffs, environment and energy. No, anyway, it was about the stats on immigrants and homicide. So former President Trump is wildly distorting new statistics on immigration and crime to attack Vice President Kamala Harris. Man, I'm taking it up real bad tonight. Okay. Kamala should immediately cancel her news conferences because it was just revealed that 13,000 convicted murderers entered our country during her 3.5 years period as president border czar, is what he wrote. Allowed almost 14,000 murderers to freely and openly roam the country. Roam free to kill again, he wrote. He's wrong in two big ways. That the statistics he was referring to are not specifically about people who entered the country during the Biden-Harris administration. Rather, those statistics are non-citizens who entered the country under any administration, including Trump's, were convicted of a crime at some point, usually in the U.S. after their arrival, and are now living in the U.S. while being listed on Immigration and Customs Enforcement's non-detained docket. So, if they came in and got convicted of a crime, they're on this list of 13,000 that he's talking about. This is exactly 1399. I remember him saying 13,099. Let's see. This list includes people who are in jail on their prison sentences for right now, and they're on the list because they are not being held in immigration detention in particular. Yeah, so he's lying about where this number came from, and it's 40 years of numbers. It goes all the way back to the 80s. Let's see, because it said that too. July 21. Goes back more decade. It includes individuals who entered the country over the past 40 years or more. So his 13,099 number includes people who came here 40 years ago. Also the people who came in under him. So he is lying to you when he says that, Kamala let these exactly 13,099 people in. Step in my shower. Thanks for coming. Joseph Bidenini is going to win. That seems unlikely. I think Kamala's going to win. She has the most votes so far, and she'll probably have the most after a couple of days. So, yeah, he's lied about this 13,099 number. It doesn't make any sense. It's not logical. It doesn't connect to anything, and it's 40-year-old number. He's lying to you about the numbers because he needs you to feel afraid. He needs you to be terrified that there's 13,099 murderers out there roaming around the streets, just doing whatever they want, rambling around, killing everybody with impunity because the police can't stop them. Everybody knows people from Mexico are immune to bullets. What? It's madness. It's nonsense. The numbers, Mason, what do they mean? Yeah, exactly. They don't mean anything because Donald Trump makes them up. He just makes up numbers anytime he wants. He's got a 40-year stat, and he says it happened during the last 4 years. Doesn't matter if that's untrue. It just makes the people feel. And that's what he does. He's a feeler. You see, he just gives you the feeling. He misunderstands those numbers. He creates a delusion about other countries sending their criminals here intentionally. So we have to take care of them, and they don't have to. And then he spreads that fear that they're out to get you. He does this same 3 steps every single time. Do you believe the cops would shy away from shooting someone? Yeah, I know they don't. If there were bulletproof people, they'd be shooting them all the time. They'd be shooting at him every 5 minutes. Asking Trump, by the way. Yeah. No, he just creates nonsense that doesn't make any sense. He creates word salads that turn people's brains off. Really, I do think when I was watching his Brownshirt rally that happened yesterday, and if you're not careful, he will lure you into a trance. Your brain slumps down and stops working, and then in that trance state, he puts suggestions into your head that stick. They're not true. They're not real, but it's what he needs. So once you're listening to his rambling nonsense and your brain shuts down, you're asleep, just like a hypnotist, right? And then he's like, when I snap my fingers, you'll believe that 13,099 murderers came into the country. And then you come back and you're like, wait, okay, wow, okay, that's a lot of murderers, that's a lot of murderers, 13,099. How did he find out that number? And if intelligently you think, oh man, I'm going to find out where that number came from, which is what I did. That's why I wrote that number down. I got it on my notes over here. Where the hell did that exact specific number come from? And I found out where it came from, and it's horseshit. He is a liar. And that makes me not trust him. But most of the people are going to stay in their, trance-like state, and then hear the things, and then cheer for him when he does the feelings. And then they'll yell and talk about how I'm a sheeple who needs to wake up, but I'm also woke. Their messages are mixed. Again, I'm woke, but also I'm asleep and a sheeple. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And let's see. So yeah, 32 false claims. No surprise there. He lies all the time. Now, this is bad news. Fire set in drop boxes destroy hundreds of ballots in Washington and damage 3 in Oregon. So this is the official ballot drop box, and somebody dropped some flammable shit in there to burn these ballots. Now, we don't know who did it, but we do know why. Because they don't want votes to be counted. Who do we suspect really hates the ballot drop-off boxes? Well, that's the right. Who do we think really hates the mail-in voting? The people on the right. Who is going to want fewer votes to be cast? That's the people on the right. And who is very likely to do terrorism against these ballot drop-off boxes? Well, that's the right too. So we don't have the evidence right now to say who did this. I'm just guessing it's someone on the right. It's a blue state in kind of a rural place. But Vancouver's a big city. So I suspect that somebody on the right got pissed off, saw the box, has been eating, just feasting on QAnon and Donald Trump conspiracy theory horseshit on Twitter for the past 7 or 8 years, and saw that thing and said, well, I bet that's just full of fake votes. I bet that's just filled to the brim with illegal fake votes, and decided to light it on fire, put something flammable in there to destroy them, because that's where we're at right now. Bubba's running around in the background. Maybe I'll grab him in a minute. So yeah, that's where we are. The people on the right are going to use this is only step one. Man, there's more violence probably to come, depending on the numbers. And then what else we got? We've got anything else? Everything else is Madison Square Garden. No. We've got Elon here. Philadelphia DA sues Elon Musk over voter sweepstakes. So that's good. He calls it an illegal lottery. Good. Thank you. Stop letting him buy votes. It's not going to harm him, and it's not going to stop him, and he's going to be and he'll still give away the money, and then they'll fine him because they can't put him in jail, and then he'll just pay the fine because he has the most money. He doesn't care if the what's it called? The punishment for crimes is just paying people. Then the rich people get out of. Then there's no law for the rich, and that's the problem. And it's not on the screen again. God damn. Dude, I'm jacking this shit up all night long, aren't I? I don't know why I'm so off beat. I'm off beat, my beat is off. I'm just ranting into the camera and not looking at this thing, you know. Ugh. All right. All of my videos are shot for tonight, aren't they? Well, dicked them all up. Let's see. I'm going to close that one. I'm going to close this one. Then let's check on the Brownshirt rally. There we go. The New Republic is a very left-wing organization. I know that. You know that. That's okay. Donald Trump's rally was rife with Nazi and Nazi-adjacent language and imagery. Yes, it was. Choosing Madison Square Garden as the New York City venue to showcase Donald Trump's vengeful and divisive rhetoric had already evoked connections to the pro-Nazi rally held in the same location in 1939. But Trump chose the platform at the event Sunday, and what they said suggested that comparisons weren't far off. Speaking before thousands, the world's most famous arena, Trump's guests leaned into the white nationalist Great Replacement theory, donned Nazi-adjacent iconography, and aggressively defined the idea of who is and is not an American. Exactly the problem. The cartel... Okay, so we can listen to our favorite Nazi.
The cartels are gone. The criminal migrants are gone. The gangs are gone. America is for Americans and Americans only. One man, and that man, ladies and gentlemen, that man took a bullet for you. He took a bullet for democracy.
That's Stephen Miller. He is a Nazi, and we don't like him. He has suggested that America is for Americans and Americans only. There's only one type of blood allowed on this soil. He is a blood and soil fascist type. And guess who gets to decide who is and isn't an American? Well, that'll be Donald Trump and him. They'll decide that certain people aren't Americans. They'll decide who is the enemy of the country. They will decide for you who gets to be considered an American. And if you're not one, well, then you're going to have to go, right? Because America is for Americans. And you, immigrant with dark skin, you're going to have to go because they think that America is for Americans only. This guy is bad news and he is dangerous, and I hope he loses. Let's see. Elon Musk was there. Hinchcliffe, yeah. Let's see. Let's just go. Well, shit. This thing stopped working too. Is this going to work for me? All right. Is this the mega thread? Yeah. So, who's this? This is Aaron Newbar. He is literally, honestly, like the most powerful and important reporter left in the country, Aaron Newbar. Because all he does, which is really good, is just record the things and put them up on the Twitter so you can see them. I mean, honestly, that's what the news is supposed to do. He gives it a headline, and yeah, he's talking, making jokes and giving you a headline and stuff like that, but you can just see the stuff. This is what Twitter is for, so that the people can see the news, not all that other horse shit, not the fake memes and the CGI Trump's saving cats and puppies. That's insane. Why is that the most prevalent thing on Twitter, where this gets downvoted and put to the back, and you have to go searching for it? It's because Elon doesn't want reality. He doesn't want news on his Twitter. He wants fiction that makes him feel good. Anywho, this is Tony. He got in trouble for saying a racist joke.
I welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this. It's wild. And
it's not that funny, but I that's almost a joke. That's almost a joke. The other one wasn't, the Puerto Rican one, where he said, I don't know if it's on here, but he said that, well, maybe he'll say it.
Latinos, they love making babies, too. Just know that. They do. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country.
Look at him. He doesn't even want to tell the joke.
Pulling out.
Look at him. He's like, oh.
They don't do that. They come in. They do.
Look at his face.
There's
He's
no
like
pulling out.
He stumbled there because he didn't want to tell the joke. He was like, man, this is bad. I don't think I should be saying this. This seems dangerous. Yeah, killer joke. Funeral almost broke out. Yeah. He doesn't want to be saying it. He probably wrote it down, thought it was great when he was drunk or high, and then the next day he's like, oh, God, this isn't very good. Is this racist? Oh, I feel bad about this. Should I say it? Fine. Whatever. Let's see what these groups have to say.
So, before I create this piece of art, I would just like to give the art world a little something. I got it here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Bam!
And that, I think, is the essence of the entire Trump movement. They don't like the current things, so give them the finger. You know, the current things in the current society suggest that you have to be decent to the brown people, and they don't want to be. This is his lawyer, by the way. That's just his lawyer. God. Then what do we got? We got Rudy, good old Rudy. Oh, there. Now, they said this a few times.
Now, I don't know. I'm not going to do conspiracy, and I'm not going to do conspiracy. But it's kind of funny that they tried everything else, and now they're trying to kill him.
They tried everything else. Now, this is their rant, their complaint. They tried to beat him in 2016. They tried to catch him in legalities and stuff like that, and they said bad things about him in 2016. Well, those things were all true. They tried to sue him. Well, yeah, he breaks the law. They tried to impeach him. Well, yeah, he broke the law and needed to be impeached. They tried to impeach him twice. Yeah, well, he did a bad thing. They tried to stop him from winning in 2020. Well, yeah, and he lost. They tried to yell at him when he did an insurrection. Well, yeah, that makes sense. We should yell at you when you make an insurrection. They tried to prosecute him because he broke the law, and then they tried to kill him. Wait a minute, hang on, wait a minute. Do you think the Dems tried to kill him? They didn't. You're conflating there, Rudy. You have taken a thing that happened and blamed the wrong person to demonize them. But you don't care what's real, what's correct, what's accurate. You don't care if we accurately know who was responsible for that. Hope Papa is getting paid for the speech because he's got more settlements of it. Yeah, he is. Whatever money goes to him immediately falls right back out of his pockets toward those women he defamed. And they were probably part of and it was conspiracy horseshit. He defamed two actual human beings with his conspiracy nonsense and harmed them. The court said, hey, you've harmed these people with your nonsensical lies. You now have to pay them millions of dollars. And that's the way the system ought to work. If you carefully say they, you can get away with it. You know, if he pointed directly at someone and said it's your fault that this happened, you open yourself up to libel and stuff like that. But if you just say they and nebulous they, you get to say anything you want. I mean, they are the Nazis that organized this situation. They really wanted it at Madison Square Garden. You see, we get to just do whatever we want. Let's see. Eric Trump. No, we're skipping him. He's a dummy. Oh, here's Trump talking about the enemy from within again.
We're running against something far bigger than Joe or Kamala, and far more powerful than them, which is a massive, vicious, crooked, radical left machine that runs today's Democrat Party. They're just vessels. In fact, they're perfect vessels because they'll never give them a hard time. They'll do whatever they want. I know many of them. It's just this amorphous group of people. But they're smart and they're vicious. And we have to defeat them. And when I say the enemy from within, the other side goes crazy, becomes a sound. Oh, how can he say? No, they've done very bad things to this country. They are indeed the enemy from within.
There's they again. They.
But this is who we're fighting. These are the people who are doing such harm to our country with their open border policies, record-setting inflation, Green New scam, and everything else that they're doing. We're running against.
Are they in the room with you right now? Baseless, empty conspiracy theories. Nothing else. It doesn't have any point. It doesn't have any reason. He will just call them they. And when he starts with the military tribunals and inventing his own laws that you will have to follow, he will just say that you or he'll start arresting news reporters. Absolutely, he's going to start arresting people at CNN. And then he'll start to bring them up onto military tribunals and trials and shit like that, and then say they are part of the enemies from within, the secret Illuminati deep state from inside, and they need to be held responsible. This is blatant fascism. It just is. Like, this is the death of the First Amendment. It absolutely is. Donald Trump will kill the First Amendment. He won't harm it. He won't damage it. I mean, he will harm it. And in damaging it and doing the harm to it, it will die. And it will cease to function. Donald Trump is the most dangerous thing that has ever happened to our country. What else we got? Where did this... I thought this was the mega thread. Is this the mega thread? Hate. Oh, that's just a photo. Okay, that's all from the mega thread. I thought I had something else interesting to watch or think about. But I've been jacking this thing up all night long. And I've done a really bad job tonight. I'm voting for Diplo. Well, that's cool. I don't know who that is. I voted for Kamala. I know it's early, but I'm going to call it off because I've done a really bad job tonight, and I'm going to go punish myself. And we'll try again on Wednesday night. I will put something better together and not be such a sloppy, all over the road, bad at the thing, because now I'm in my head thinking you're going to screw this up and you're going to fuck up the next bit and you're going to mess up the next thing. So what I'm going to do, I appreciate everybody who's here. Thanks very much. Step in my shower. Thanks, Shincinto. Thanks for being here. Monday nights are usually pretty quiet. Wednesdays are usually the quiet ones, but Monday's been real quiet tonight. So I will be back definitely on Wednesday, but maybe tomorrow night. I'm not sure. If I can type something up and put something together, I might be back tomorrow or tomorrow morning. I don't know. Just not in it right now. Off my game. Been off my game the whole stream, whole hour. So I appreciate everybody who's here. Thank you very much. Sorry I suck, and I'll try to not suck next time. Maybe should that be my catch line? Sorry I suck. I'll try not to suck next time. We'll sign off every episode like that. Like, sorry I suck. I'll try not to suck next time.